will be made using 3 different colors. Black, red, and white is what I'm using for my fox, but you're welcome to use other colors. And you will be making the head with a 6mm crochet hook. Let's begin with the tip of the nose. I'm using black for this part. And for round 1, we're going to start with a slip knot so that we can chain. Make 2 chains, 1 and 2, and insert, we're going to work in the second chain from the hook, meaning the very first chain you made here. So in that first chain, you're going to insert 6 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to finish off round 1 with a join to the very first single crochet here. And after you've done that, it's time to move on to round 2. For round 2, we're switching into using white yarn. And I'm going to start with 2 chains, 1 and 2. And in the very first stitch, we're going to just do a double crochet. Like so. In the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet increase, meaning 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And after this double crochet increase, we're actually going to switch to the main color for the body. I'm using red for my fox. So here, I'm going to grab my red yarn and I'm going to pull through with the red yarn for my last white stitch. This way, as you can see, you're pulling through and starting with red right away for your next stitch. So now in red, we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then a double crochet increase in the next stitch. This finishes off the red, so you are going to want to switch back to white yarn when you wrap up this last red stitch. So I'm switching back to white here. Alright, so you can see here we've got that middle part going. In white, we're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch, and then a double crochet increase in the very last stitch. And you will join with a slip stitch to the very first double crochet that you made, not the chains, but the very first double crochet. And I'm gonna push. It looks really weird right now because it's inside out, or it's the wrong side out, I mean. I'm going to push it so that the right side faces out. And as you can see, when I do that, the stitches and color changes are looking a lot cleaner. So now let's work on round 2. Oh, excuse me, round 3. Round 3, we're going to make 2 chains to start. Then we're going to make a double crochet, and then a double crochet increase, and then a double crochet in white. We're finishing up with red because we're switching over to that color now. And we're going to make a double crochet in the red stitch, double crochet increase in the next stitch, and a double crochet in the next. this is going to be my last red stitch, so I'm finishing off with white. Now in white, I'm going to work that same repetition, a double crochet, a double crochet increase, and a double crochet. And we're going to join with a slip stitch to the very first double crochet that you made, like so. By the way, you can fasten off the black yarn. I'm not going to be working in black anymore for the remainder of this section, so you can just get that away. Alright, just working with red and white for a while here. For this next round, round number 4, we're going to make 2 chains to start. Then we're going to do a double crochet and then a double crochet increase twice. So here's what that'll look like. A double crochet first, then a double crochet increase in the next stitch, and then a double crochet, and last a double crochet increase. And since we're switching over to red now, we're going to finish that last white stitch with red, like so. And in red, you're going to repeat the same here. You're going to make a double crochet and then double crochet increase twice. So here's the first double crochet. Then we're going to do the double crochet increase. Then a double crochet and a double crochet increase. And we're going to switch to white since this is the last red stitch of the round. And in this last section, again, you're going to repeat that repetition with a double crochet increase, double crochet increase. Now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch double crochet you made, and that's that for round number 4. For round 5, we're going to make the repetition double crochet increase, and double crochet twice all the way around. So for the first part in white, we're going to do that 2 times. So here's my 2 chains to start, and then it's a double crochet. Here's my increase, and then a double crochet. First repetition is done. Let's do the second repetition. Double crochet increase, and a double crochet. And here I'm going to switch off to the color red. And now we're going to repeat this in red. Double crochet increase, double crochet, and again double crochet increase, and a double crochet. And we're going to switch to white because we're finishing off the last red stitch. And repeat that repetition twice for the last bit of white. When you finish the round, you'll be doing it with a join to the first stitch, as we've been doing for the past few rounds. You should see your fox's face get bigger and bigger. Now we're going to do round 6. In round 6, we're going to make a large increase here, and this will actually be the very last round using white yarn for the head. So let's begin. We're going to start with 2 chains, and then you're going to do a double crochet and an increase, repeating 4 times around, 4 times across in white. So here's my double crochet increase, again double crochet increase. All right, that was the second repetition. Now for the third, double crochet increase, and let's keep going for that last bit. Double crochet increase. And we're going to finish off this stitch with red. Switching over to red now. Now in red, instead of increasing, we're only going to double crochet across. So that's going to make 8 stitches across in red. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops. Sorry, my yarn keeps slipping here. 7 and 8. And here I'm finishing it off with the white yarn. Going back to white here. All right, and in white, we're going to do what we did from the other side. It's going to be double crochet and then increase across 4 times. So here's the first repetition with a double crochet and an increase. Now here's the second repetition, double crochet and increase. Third repetition. Double crochet and increase. And the very last repetition, a double crochet and an increase. And as always, join your rounds with a slip stitch to the very first stitch. And we're going to finish off the round with a join to the first double crochet stitch here. At this point, you can go ahead and attach plastic safety eyes. I'm using really large 16mm eyes for my fox. You can use any size you want. I place them between rounds 4 and 5. So counting from the nose, round 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So right between these 2 rounds, and I like to put it right in between the color change. So here would be between rounds 4 and 5 and the color change. I'm going to insert my first eye here, and my second one will be right there, like so. After you have the eyes secured, you can go ahead and move on to round 7. For round 7, we're actually going to switch to using red only, and we will keep using red for the next long stretch. So you can go ahead and fasten off the white after you join with red. Here I am, starting round 7 with 2 chains, like so. And then you're going to make a double crochet in the first stitch. I'm holding the yarn strands from the previous color and with the red color here so that it gets crocheted along into my project, so I don't have to worry about weaving it in. we're going to double crochet 6 times total. Alright, and usually 3 stitches is enough for me to weave in my tails. Okay, so here's 3 double crochets, and then I'm going to do a double crochet decrease in the next stitch. Here's what it looks like. You're double crocheting 2 stitches together, so yarn over like you would for a regular double crochet. Insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop, insert your hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 3 loops, then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. We're going to repeat this around 4 times total. Double crochet 6 and then decrease all the way around. By the way, I'm going to snip off that white yarn so it doesn't keep bumping into my hand here. Alright, so double crochet 6. And then I'm going to double crochet 2 stitches together for my decrease. Double crochet 6. Double crochet 2 stitches together for my decrease. And then working around for that last repetition. Join with a slip stitch to the very first double crochet when you are at the end of your round. We're going to now work on round 8. For round 8, we're going to start with 2 chains, and then you're going to double crochet 5 and then decrease all the way around, a total of 4 times. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochets. And now I'm going to make my decrease. Let's repeat. And now we are on round 9. For round 9, we are going to work only in single crochet stitches. We've been using double crochet for quite a while. Now it's time to use just single crochet stitches. So be sure to do that. We're going to start with a chain and then 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then a decrease. So I'm stitching 2 single crochets together. And we're doing that 6 times around for a total of 18 stitches. We're going to single crochet 2 and decrease here. Single crochet 2, decrease, single crochet 2, decrease, single crochet 2, decrease, single crochet 2, and decrease. And now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. That's that for the head of your fox. And as you can see, you aren't going to be stuffing it, so you can push it in so that it has a nice rounded curve for the forehead.